Empire City, the Big Apple, the city that never sleeps. Welcome to New York. This place is like no other, from the crowded streets, busy roads, to the never-ending shops and restaurants. Not only is New York an incomparable experience, but it is the city of dreams. We spoke to ordinary people who had an extraordinary encounter with New York. Each person took something different away from their trips, and here's what they had to say. This is Dwyer's very own Ethan Armand, who shared his experience with us.
I feel like just the atmosphere, like it's always live. Like I would go to bed at like 3 in the morning because there was so much traffic. It's always like there's always on the go. I feel like other places, yeah, there's still cars moving and like people moving and stuff. But in New York especially, it's never dead. Like you're always on the ball doing something. It's just that's the best part like of it. Like you just feel such like community. You might get mugged, but like it's just like fun, like the thrill of it. You know what I mean? Like.
How would you describe New York's culture?
Very alive and ready and willing to do stuff in their community. And New York is just a fun time, and the community is 10 and I would go again.
Music is truly the heart and soul of New York. Performers from around the world come to this very city to get their chance in the spotlight. Rachel DeLay, a flutist from Oshawa, told us her musical experience.
Music to me is like I can express my own self, and it's art. It's great art. Performing at the Lincoln Center was very inspiring because so many artists and performers performed there, and I got the chance to perform there as well. Yes, music is a big part of New York City's culture because it's got so many Broadway plays, and it's like where hip hop started, and like all the orchestras play. So yeah.
Did this experience impact your music career?
Yes, this experience did, because when we were performing, there were people that stopped in the middle of the day to like watch us and like have fun. So like in a way that made me feel like performing was fun, and like I should continue performing even after high school.
While New York may be full of life and energy, tragic events have taken place. 9/11 changed everyone, and the world hasn't been the same since. New York City pays their respects for the victims and their families. We asked Caitlin Lloyd to share her heartwarming experience.
If I'm honest, it wasn't at all what I expected. I never really of course I've seen videos of 9/11, but I'd never actually seen like kind of the park area that the memorial was placed in, and the museum itself is not what I expected. I didn't expect to see as in depth as they went into. So for example, I didn't expect to be able to hear recordings or even see all the pictures of all the people who passed away from it, and it was really overwhelming at first, but I'm really glad I got to see it. Considering that we weren't born yet, I think it added a challenge to fully understand what happened, especially not coming to New York before. And I think that's why it was so special actually going to the museum and the memorial, because it explained a lot of it to me, because I never had people really talking about it since it happened. And when you ask people about it, they just kind of give you the, oh yeah, this is what happened, but you never get the real story of, yes, this took off here and it went here, and like that, just the facts. It's not something that's talked about now, so I was really glad.
Going forward, how will visiting this memorial change your perspective?
I think it's going to change my perspective of the world as a whole, because I never expected to see a museum to commemorate seriously everyone who was either injured or died in the memorial, and it was really heartwarming to be able to see that they would take the time to make a biography of every single person who was either on the plane, who was part of the emergency response team, who was working in the building, and it makes you very upset, but at the same time really proud to be able to remember those people and the work that they were doing for that cause, and then also just the fact that they were the wrong place, the wrong time.
Do you think the city has done enough to respect the victims?
I think they do. first of all, the fountains that are just open to everyone that you can go and look at and just appreciate. I think that's really something that you won't find anywhere else.
The city of New York is a completely different experience. The crazy lifestyle of a New Yorker is desired by many. Each person comes back a little different than how they came, and they have unique stories to share. New York changes people and impacts how they live their everyday life, which is why it's truly the greatest city in the world.